The following is a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting. It's OCAA women's basketball from Nepean, Ontario at the Ronport Athletic Facility. The Georgian Grizzlies take on the Algonquin College Thunder. Hi there, I'm your host and sideline reporter, Stephen Armstrong. This looks like a mismatch. The Thunder has been dominating the Eastern Division standings. Meanwhile, the Georgian Grizzlies haven't won a single game. Algonquin needs this one to reclaim their title as the rulers of this standings. But could the Grizzlies rise up and turn the tables on them? Let's have a look at the standings. Algonquin has played 12 games with a record of 11-1. They have 12 points overall, and this puts them in second place. Meanwhile, the Georgian Grizzlies have also played 12 games, but with a record of 0-12. This gives them 0 points and puts them in dead last. Let's hear more from our play-by-play and color commentators, Ben Wilms and Langanese Edwards.
Thank you, Stephen. Now, after a tough loss to George Brown College last weekend, Algonquin Thunder is charging up to strike back. Their target, the Georgian Grizzlies turf. Now, Lion Gunas, what can they expect from the sleuth of Grizzlies?
Well, this is what they can expect to bring in the heat when it comes to their rosters, as we start off with number 10, Kelsey Dunkeld. She has 12.3 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, and 33 assists. Next, we have number 12, Cassidy Warren Timpano with 13.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. Hopefully, they can wake up the hibernating bear that is the Grizzlies.
Absolutely. And who should we watch out for from Algonquin?
Well, for Thunder, we have number 24, Michaela Branker with 18 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, and 25 assists. Next, we have number 10, Rita Sebo with 12.8 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 44 assists. Recovering from a loss, it could look like a Thunder clapback.
Well, we are just waiting to get underway here. We're just about to witness the tip-off between Algonquin and Georgian College. Georgian College retains possession off the tip-off and immediately picked up by Michaela Branker, a player who you're going to be wanting to see a lot of this game with expert playing abilities, as well as Rita Sebo, who currently has possession right now, being passed back off, and that will be out off of Algonquin.
Now, one thing I wanted to have this conversation with you, Ben. You just mentioned Rita Sebo and Michaela Branker. I would be remiss if we wouldn't be seeing this tandem duo going out there and making plays for Algonquin Thunder.
100%, and more on that later as the game progresses. They get a throw in from Rita Sebo over to Michaela Branker, back to Sebo. Puts it up, no good. Goes for the rebound, manages to regain control. Michaela Branker's wide open, and a good attempt by Michaela Branker, unfortunately no good, as Georgian College retains possession of the ball. Running with the ball now is Kelsey Dunkeld. Passes it off to Jessica Stockdale. Jessica Stockdale passes it off to Cassidy Warren Timpano. It's up, and it's soft off the back of the rim. With Algonquin, Sierra Peck bringing it back down to the other end, dishing to Michaela Branker, and back over to Megan McNamara. Now it's Megan McNamara's start for the season, her very first game.
Now, we got right here. Now, you just mentioned about McNamara right here, keeping an eye on her. She's making her first start this season, as you just had the conversation. She's definitely one of those up-and-coming rookies that I believe that all the coaches and our viewers should be taking a look at this quarter.
Absolutely, and she's in good company with a few other rookies by her side today on both teams, but more on that later. Georgian with the throw-in. It's a pass back. We have Cassidy Warren Timpano taking it down. An interesting play there. And that is out I believe that will go to Georgian College.
And of course, that has to be contributed to Rita Seabro's aggressive understanding of the playing field here, especially with her core awareness. We're going to be seeing how this trans out later.
Certainly. Right there, considers the shot, dishes it over. There's the turnaround and just not enough height there. Saved by Sebo, just an incredible save. It's up and unfortunately a soft arc over the net. And shot clock violation. Tamara Graham with the throw-in. Over to Kelsey Dunkeld. Michaela Brank was ready for that pass. That will go to Georgian, as Branker was unable to stop the reception.
Now, it's very interesting right now. What I'm noticing is a lot of ball control here by the Grizzlies. Do you think that's going to make a different impact here?
You know, it really could. If ball control is their strong suit, that is almost as good a secret weapon as scoring tons of points right off the hop. Because right now we're witnessing the score at 3-0, not huge numbers. And we'll see what Sebo's able to do here to increase that score. It looked like that was a foul. Sebo will get 2 free throws.
Foul number 12, casting 1 to
Now, right out of the gate, we're seeing Sebo in a very powerful position right now, as wherever the major plays are happening, Sebo is a part of it.
And right now, she's just got a free trip to the free throw line. The first shot is good. She's demonstrating that she can perform just as well at the line as in close competitive play. And the second one is good. Swish, swish on both of those. That's Kelsey Dunkeld to Warren Timpano. And back once again, Sebo.
Beautifully done by
Sebo saves the day with a clean, lucky number 7 for Algonquin, thanks to her. Georgian with the ball. And that was a call. Now, I'm not sure what happened there. Were you able to witness that line, Eunice?
It was a bit hazy for me on my end, but I believe that there was a disagreement with the Grizzlies coaches here. They were thinking about rewarding one of the balls back to Georgian, but we'll have to see what the refs have to say, Ben.
For number 24,
And the call was made.
It'll be a throw-in from Georgian. And with the ball is Warren Timpano again, a player who we've seen a lot of in this game already. Sebo trying to block her. Back over to Dunkeld. And Sebo with the steal once again, going for it. And that was another call as Sebo was on the breakaway.
Unfortunately for Sebo, she was stepping out of bounds, rewarding yet again to Georgian.
Now that was a very close shot, but we'll see if Georgian's able to turn this around and get something going for their team.
And we seem to have a running here. It seems like they've been holding the ball without the dribble. That's going to be a reward for Thunder. Oh,
And
sorry,
Sebo.
traveling. My apologies for our audiences out there.
No worries. Trying to set something up. Sebo gains possession, taking it wide to the inside. A lot of defense there, and that'll be a throw-in from Georgian. Georgian back and forth, gets past Sebo, and just soft off the rim. Here comes Sierra Peck for Algonquin. It's up, and no good.
Now, of course, I also want to make sure, as we had briefly had this conversation earlier, Ben, you know, Sarah Peck, also one of the top players for Thunder, and we're going to be seeing this engagement here.
We're witnessing we are witnessing Cassidy Warren Timpano taking it over. And this shot was made by Kelsey Dunkeld. A nice, soft, classic shot. Algonquin with the turnaround. And that was another call.
Grizzlies basketball.
It'll be a throw-in by Georgian. Back over by Kelsey Dunkeld. And straight to Warren Timpano. Over Sebo's head. Dunkeld back with possession. Over to Graham. And back over to Jessica Stockdale, who goes for the net. Unfortunately, no good, and into the hands of Algonquin's powerhouse, Michaela Branker. Outruns them all straight into the paint, but then wide to Sebo, an unexpected play perhaps. Sebo dishes it back, goes for the three, unfortunately a little soft.
Well, either way, Ben, I think that was a beautiful example of an aggressive push to make sure that they're getting the lead against Grizzlies. We'll have to see how this plays out with Michaela Brankard.
Absolutely. With Sebo contemplating her options. Shot over to Sierra Peck. And over to Brianna Thompson, who takes the shot for Algonquin. Algonquin leads with 9 points. Let's take another look at that. Just a beautiful layup.
We're going to be having all this, what we're going to be seeing this right here, right now. It's really amazing that now the timeout has been called, Ben. I'm just kind of curious how things are going to be playing out for this first quarter.
Me as well. So far, Algonquin leads 9-2. But at this point, it's not clear how things will go on.
Well, before the game, I chatted with both the coaches, and coach of the Grizzlies, Todd Talbot, was saying that he's hoping to play hard. He knows he's in for a tough one. Meanwhile, Jamie McLean, coach of the Algonquin Thunder, said that they're bouncing back from last week's loss, but he has high hopes and they're staying disciplined.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for that insight from the sidelines, and we'll be hearing from you more as the night unfolds.
You know, what's going to be talking about there, speaking of unfolding, that's hopefully one of the top reasons we have here that the Grizzlies don't fold under the pressure is that they have a lot to live up to according to their standings right now. And right now, Thunder, ball's all in their court. We'll have to see how this plays out.
We absolutely will, as the timeout comes to a conclusion, at least for Algonquin's team.
With just under 5 minutes with the clock, with 9 Algonquin and 2 Grizzlies, we'll have to see how this plays out.
So for Algonquin, with a wide lead, as you can see from the scoreboard. There's Georgian's Cassidy Warren Timpano once again, and a fall. Now it looks like that was a call. And that will be a throw-in by Georgian College. Tamara Graham with the throw-in. Cassidy Warren Timpano really holding back Sebo there. Manages to dish it off. Back to Georgian. There's Tamara Graham once again. A lot of passing here, just trying to work it towards the center. They get it there. Unfortunately, no good. Second attempt is good. Michaela Branker taking her time, passing it to Sebo. Good play back and forth. These two players, as you can see, both stars on their team and also working very well together tonight.
Yeah, I have to mention right now, when it comes to Michaela Branca and Rita Sebo, they are a nightmare matchup for the Georgian Grizzlies.
Just a great couple of words to describe their dynamic on the court. And right now we're witnessing Georgian with a nice shot from the side. Caught by the net and will score them 2 points. Michaela Branker once again leading the ball back down to the other end of her team. A stealthy pass off. Regains control. Sierra Peck puts it up. And it's nearly good in the paint. A little bit of a squall for it. It's up once again. Again, no good. And that ball has gone straight to Tamara Graham. Regained control of by Algonquin. Michaela Branker off to Sebo. And that'll be a call.
A call and a sub, Ben.
Absolutely. Coming in, we have Tiara Robinson for Georgian, excuse me.
And you can definitely see from the coach for the Georgian Grizzlies, Todd Talbot, he's definitely got some words to say for his girls here, and we'll have to see how this plays for them.
Absolutely. It's a nice shot, but unfortunately no dice as Georgian regains control. Triple pass off there. And we have Cassidy Warren-Timpano once again passes it off to Tiara Robinson. Her first big play. She's taking the ball all over their side of the court.
What?
Dishes it over. And shot clock violation. They took a little too long to set that up. And the coach does not look happy about that.
Not at all indeed, Ben. We're going to be seeing how this plays into the hands for the Grizzlies.
With Noor Abdullah for Algonquin, previously had possession. It's gone back over to Georgian. And currently Warren-Timpano with the ball, setting something up. Subtle little hand gesture there to call over Tiara Robinson. And back over. And that was a nice shot. That will be a 3.
Now, I have to say this about Cassidy Warren-Timpano, the co-captain for the Georgian Grizzlies, an amazing player out there. And of course, little did many people may not know about, did not play the first semester due to a concussion and is returning now.
Well, it seems like she's certainly recovered well and is back in action for her team. And that's a travel call.
Now, of course, talking again about the Cassidy Warren-Timpano, seems to be doing particularly well now, and it seems that despite the concussion, they're doing fine.
Just wonderful to see as we witness Megan McNamara take the ball around. That's off Michaela Branker. We are setting up what I believe is a throw-in here. And that throw-in will be performed by none other than Megan McNamara. Over to Sebo. Passes it back to nobody.
An interesting kind of turn of events right now, practically giving that to Georgian Grizzlies.
Quite literally given where Tiara Robinson was standing to receive that pass. Back over to Georgian. That's the slow dribble. Michaela Branker is hot on her trail. And back over to Katie Murray, taking it to the net. No good. Algonquin is looking a little sloppy today as Michaela Branker takes it back towards her end of the court. Back over to Rita Sebo, big shot, and it is a swish from the 3. Rita Sebo does it again.
And it's looking quite good. Despite that sloppy behavior before, it's those key players that are keeping us hot and fresh onto the court.
Absolutely. We are witnessing Tiara Robinson take it back to her end and received by Sierra Peck. Sebo receives the pass, takes it back down, and that beautiful layup is performed by none other than Megan McNamara.
And of course, Megan McNamara being one of the rookies to keep out for, making her first start of the year.
That's right. Definitely a great success story for her so far. Now that was a call. I didn't see what it was.
Neither did I, Ben, but we're going to be seeing the aftermath of this decision as our ref here has the ball, giving it to Thunder, I believe.
That is correct. Picking up the ball will be Sylvie Strong, a strong player for the Algonquin team, if you'll pardon my pun.
Pun indeed pardon.
And it's up. And another swish. Algonquin dominating tonight so far. The score is currently 19 for Algonquin against 9 for Georgian, as Kelsey Dunkeld turns the ball around to her end, dishing it off to Cassidy Warren-Timpano.
And currently less than 7 seconds onto the clock.
And it's up. They don't have long to put it back up. Here comes Sebo. And shot clock violation once again.
And that'll be it for the first period right now, as we're going to be doing a reset.
Once again, Algonquin leads by 19 with the Georgian Grizzlies behind at 9 points.
Now, currently, as we have the conversation, looking at what the Georgian Grizzlies have to bring into the table versus what Algonquin Thunder has. I can't quite say I'm incredibly surprised by the results that we have right now. I simply think that we have star players such as Rito Ziva. We have Michaela Branker out here doing work, doing power plays, and I can believe that this is certainly may not be an upset that we would think would be seeing from the Grizzlies. What's your thoughts?
Certainly. Well, this is not exactly how we expected things to go, but certainly looking good in one team's favor, and right now that team is Algonquin. We'll see if the Grizzlies are able to catch up as Algonquin continues to make their comeback.
And of course, right now we have the head coach of the Grizzlies, Todd Talbot, probably engaging with the new strategies going out into here, making sure it's a difficult season. Ben, I just want to mention, of course, is that the lines for the Grizzlies have been recently thinned due to various injuries, as I mentioned before, concussions, that still actually has co-captain Mackenzie Howlett unable to play this season, still recovering. That could be that leadership loss that we would be seeing here that might not be in favor for the Grizzlies.
Certainly, it's always difficult when a few members of your team are down. Meanwhile, over on Algonquin's bench, how do you think things are looking over there?
Oh, I can imagine that. Though it's an early win now, I guarantee that Algonquin Thunder wants to make sure that they're keeping the matchups strong. They want to push for the ball, and as we've been seeing plenty of breakaways here, pushing across the court, I think aggression is key.
And we're coming back onto the court in the second period. It looks like Ariana Gagnon just passed the ball to Sebo, who will be taking the first play. Lots of passing. It's back up. And that's another good shot for Algonquin, who now is at 21.
Ben, it's definitely about that aggression I had talked about earlier. They have it in droves.
Absolutely. And witnessing right now a symbol of aggression, Sierra Peck wrestles the ball away, goes to the net, and scores. Algonquin playing incredibly strong within this first two periods so far. And so far, Georgian with possession of the ball. That's Tamara Graham, manages to keep it away from Sierra Peck. Quick little dish there, back over. And Georgian has the retaliation, finally entering the double-digit zone. Rita Sebo for Algonquin, driving it in, dishes it off. Looked almost like she lost control there, but control is quickly regained, although maybe by the wrong people. For her, we have Georgian taking the ball back down, currently in Tamara Graham's possession. Turned around and dropped it. Now it looks like we'll have a throw-in from Sylvie Strong. Over to Rita Sebo. Once again, great dynamic between some of the strongest players on the team. Back to Rita. And it's up. The three is not quite there. And Graham taking it back down for Georgian. Over to Warren Timpano.
And that's definitely got the Algonquin Thunder riled up, ready to go right now, as we have the sides incredibly happy for that upset.
Absolutely. Some great energy at this point in the game. And Rita Sebo, cool, calm, and collected, once again taking the ball back down to the other end. Georgian is ready. Rita easily passes to Sylvie. back over to Sylvie Strong. It's up, and the three.
Nothing but net, Ben. That was looking seamless, silky smooth, and we're going to be seeing how we play this forward with a loss of the ball right there as I speak.
Unfortunately, so that will go over to Algonquin for the throw-in.
Starting the game, the Thunder, number 24, Kylan Wright, and number 4, Alex.
Or perhaps not. It looks like it will actually be Alex Caesar with a throw-in.
Now, this is kind of interesting right now, is Rito Sebo is actually now on the bench resting. This could be a cool, calculated tactic for the Thunder.
Certainly, you want to keep your best player energized. And now, back over to Georgian, as Tamara Graham leads the effort in getting the ball back to the other end. A smooth pass over, back over to Stockdale. And Sierra Peck has it once again, as Ariana Gagnon takes it back over to Michaela Branker. Branker sinks another three. Not to let this stop them, Tamara Graham for the Georgians taking control once again, passing it over, receiving it again, and it's up. A little too wide, back up, and that one barely goes in. Branker, once again, passes it over. Back over to Gagnon. Gagnon puts it up. Once again, another three. Algonquin College sinking threes left and right.
With the current score at 32 Algonquin and 13 Guest for the George Grizzlies, they got some catching up to do.
They certainly do, as Tamara Graham tries to start that effort for her team. Back over to Stockdale, soft off the rim. Now Stockdale's had a little bit of trouble putting those up. But back over to Michaela Branker, who has had significantly less trouble, and as I say that, she actually does not succeed in that one. The third attempt, 3 times the charm, as Sierra Peck gets the point for her team. Once again, Kelsey Dunkeld. Back over to Kelsey Dunkeld, and no good at the net. For Algonquin, Alex Caesar switching things up, passing over to Sierra Peck. Good save. And unfortunately, does not touch the net.
Now currently right now, what I've been seeing right here, I believe is a timeout is being called, or sorry, I believe a sub's being called. I'm seeing chaos being at work, trying to make sure they remember. Hey, right now, let's throw to
Number 24, Michaela Branker, has been a big part of the basketball's been a big part of number 24, Michaela Branker's life.
Absolutely, Stephen.
Basketball for me has been a passion line since I've been little. It's played a huge role in my life.
And it's certainly looking like we're going to be working out a couple of things here. But right now, onto the court. Ben, what are we seeing?
Right now, Michaela Branker with possession of the ball, passing it over to the newly appointed Brianna Thompson. And again, a little bit of a squabble. Michaela Branker easily steps in, controls that tension there, regains control of the ball. Kelsey Dunkeld now is the ball for Georgian, is taking it back around. Tiara Robinson working out what she's going to do next as Georgian fights to hold off Algonquin's players. Good passing play so far, lots of back and forth, goes for the three, and again for Georgian, the shot is no good. And that got a little bit aggressive there as a call was made by the referees.
And it does seem like a timeout has been called right now with less than a minute to the clock.
It certainly does. So at a timeout such as this, especially following one of Algonquin's first calls for that kind of aggression, what do you think will be discussed on the bench?
I think currently right now they're going to be doing a couple of cost analysis in terms of aggression and chaos versus that defense and that offense. But hey, right now let's have this conversation, closer in-depth look with Stephen Armstrong. Well, we're not entirely sure if Stephen will give us that report at this point. But I'll say this in terms of what we're going to be having. I believe Stephen's going to be building a great big story for us right now, getting the scoop. But right now, we'll have the conversation about what's the coaches going to be thinking. Personally, for me, for the Georgian Grizzlies, no matter the score, they will not give up. And they're certainly not for the lack of trying today.
Certainly not. And once again, I apologize for any technical errors on our end. But the game is resuming. And right now, it looks like we'll have a throw-in from Georgian's Tamara Graham. Straight into the hands of Katie Murray for Georgian. Sierra Peck regains control, puts it up. And Sierra Peck will get 2 shots from the free throw line.
To me right now, it just seems like Algonquin Thunder is just ranking in and getting those chances to get those points.
Certainly, and we'll see how Sierra Peck performs here. First one good. Both teams set up as Sierra takes the second free throw. And it's good.
Starting the game here, Thunder's number 10, receiving for number 11, Sierra Peck. He just went 2 for 2 at the line.
It's a clean pass over to Tamara Graham,
Pass out of bounds for the Grizzlies.
but that pass was out of bounds.
Basketball.
Nyla Sabarin, another rookie for the Algonquin College team with the throw-in. Rolls it over to Sebo. Sebo to the center, shot clock ticking. And shot clock reset as Georgian grabs the ball, picked up by Algonquin's Megan McNamara. Over to Brianna Thompson. Passed by Sebo. And Jessica Stockdale with the ball at first passes it off to Katie Murray, who passes it off to Tiara Robinson. Robinson with the pass back to Katie Murray, and that's out of bounds off of Georgian's hands.
And it does seem we're going to be having a sub there, Ben, as we're going to be seeing a couple of players exchange.
Certainly, that is Sylvie Strong in for Megan McNamara. And Michaela Branker to Rita Sebo. Sebo to the net, easy layup. Jessica Stockdale taking things back down to her end of the court. To Tamara Graham. Graham takes it around, back to Stockdale. Stockdale drives to the paint, and it's good. Stockdale is starting to find a rhythm for herself.
Definitely on terms of seeing what Rito Sebo being the core anchor of this team right now, always being part of the plays.
And here comes Sylvie Strong, passing to Brianna Thompson. The shot is no good.
Foul by number 21, Tiara Robinson heading to the line. Shoot 2 is number 7.
It looks like Brianna Thompson will be taking some free throw shots. First one, no good. And the second one also no good. The ball is now in play. Georgian regains control. And It's Tamara Graham. Alexis Knight over to Kelsey Dunkeld. But that was a travel call by the refs.
Thunder basketball.
It looks like Rita Sebo will be here with a throw-in to Michaela Branker. Passing back to Sebo. Big shot, and it's good.
Rita Sebo with it.
Once again, Kelsey Dunkeld dishing to Tamara Graham. Jessica Stockdale puts it up, unfortunately.
All right. Number 24, Michaela Branker, is a top player, and basketball has been a big part of her life.
Starting the game for the Thunder is number 22, Ariana Gagnon for number 24, Michaela.
And let's take a look at a replay here, Ben. Oh, this is what we have the conversation here. And I believe we'll be moving on with the broadcast here, Ben.
Certainly, that was Tamara Graham putting it up. Unfortunately, no good, but regained by Katie Murray. Shot clock ticking loud. And that'll be the end of that play as the shot clock reaches 0.
Out of bounds by the Grizzlies. Thunder basketball.
And Rita Sebo with a throw in to Sylvie Strong. Sylvie Strong taking it downtown. Back to Rita Sebo. And that one's no good. Let's go over to Steven on
Number
this.
24, Michaela Branker, is a top player, and basketball has been a big part of her life.
Thunder basketball.
Basketball for me has been a passion of mine since I've been little. It's played a huge role in my life. It's taught me a bunch of different.
And it seems that we are re-continuing here, Ben, as we see an impressive game.
A very impressive game indeed. And another impressive shot by Sebo. Sebo not taking the chance to celebrate, immediately setting up something else, really leading her team. A pass back over to Katie Murray. Once again, Rita Sebo driving it down. Look at that speed acceleration. Right into the paint. Big layup, and it is in. Rita Sebo once again through tight defense, showing why she is a powerhouse of the team.
Number 10, Kelsey Dunkeld. To complete the play, head to the line, Rita Sebo with it.
And it looks like Rita Sebo will be completing the play
Rita Thompson for number 20.
with one free throw shot.
Which monitor is messed up?
Back over to Tamara Graham. Tamara Graham taking it down. It's a good pass. This is the final minute of the game. Georgian College feeling the pressure as they're down 47-15. It's a good attempt under the net. Unfortunately, no good, and that will now be an out-of-bounds call.
Thunder basketball.
Whereas we're going to be seeing this reset so dangerously close to the end, to the second half of the game, we're going to be seeing how this will be pushed forward.
Sylvie Strong passing it over. It's up. It's a swish by none other than Ariana Gagnon. Back over to Tamara Graham up against Nyla Sabarin. Kelsey Dunkeld with the ball. Dunkeld puts it up, no good, and that's off the bottom of the net as a call has been made by the refs. It'll be 2 free throws for Jessica Stockdale of the Georgian Grizzlies.
Jessica Stockdale, she too.
It's up. And it's good. Going for the second. And it's also good. And here comes Rita Sebo once again. Good pass over to Ariana Gagnon.
And with less than 5 seconds
A
left.
little bit of a squall there. That was a call. The defense got a little tight there. And that ball will be thrown in by Jessica Stockdale. Back over, a good attempt to catch by Sylvie Strong, who falls down. It looks like she's all right. Wide pass, buzzer beater, and no good.
They were really fighting for those last few seconds, weren't they, Ben? And now, right now, we'd like to have the coming back. We have, now when it comes to after the break, coming back, we have an amazing highlight of Michaela Branker, an all-star on Algonquin Thunder.
This is a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting. Hello and welcome back to the beautiful Ronport Athletic Facility this fine Saturday afternoon. We're here witnessing a tight game between Algonquin Thunder and Georgian's Grizzlies. And let me tell you, Algonquin Thunder is dominating this game so far on several fronts. Why don't you tell us a bit more about that, Gunas?
Oh, I would love to. So right now, currently with 50 points Thunder and 17 points Georgian, it's quite clear who's got the tactical advantage right here, and all of the uphill battle all goes to the Georgian Grizzlies. They're going to have to fighting tooth, nail, and claw, for quite frankly, for this one when it comes to making a big upset.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to be having shortly, we'll have this conversation about a multifaceted storylines as previously teased right before our halftime show here. It's going to be quite an exhilarating thing to see as we have amazing highlights, amazing individuals playing right here. So I just want to see right now, when it comes to this, we have 38.5 shooting for the goals here, and Algonquin clearly is doing amazing on this side right now with the three-pointers at 66.7%, free throw goals at 66.7% and 75%. Now this is amazing with only 3 fouls here comparatively to what we have for the Georgian with only 38.9 field goals at 20% and 100% free throws. So definitely more on to the side of what we have here for the first half. So let's have this conversation here. Let's throw to Steven here with an amazing story.
Number 24, Michaela Branker's been a big part of the Thunder's success. But there's life after basketball, and for Branker, it revolves around passing the torch and helping her younger counterparts.
Basketball for me has been a passion of mine since I've been little. It's just something that I love, and I couldn't imagine my life without it. It's taught me a bunch of different life lessons, which I think for me has been something that's been super important, and it's played a huge role in my life. I know when I was younger, I looked up to a lot of older players, so for me that's a huge thing because I love kids, and I know what I'm doing inspires little kids, so for me that's a huge thing. I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do, but I know it's going to be something involving kids. Right now I'm taking full-time business, so I feel like if there's a way that I could even incorporate kids into maybe even like starting my own organization or my own nonprofit organization or something for kids, and especially involving them in sports. I think sports in general kind of just helps kids. Like I know for myself growing up, I wasn't really able to go out and party on weekends because I had basketball tournaments, I had games, I had practices. So for me, I feel like I stayed out of a lot of trouble because of basketball. I have coached quite a bit throughout the years and helped with lots of basketball camps. And then this past summer, I went to Africa. I was in Tanzania for a month. I was teaching little kids, kind of English, arts, science, a bunch of different basic things. Well, I was able to teach them things, and even the teachers as well, teach them things that they didn't know, even just little things like pronouncing things wrong in English. And the one thing that I took away the most from my trip was how you can have so little and still be so genuinely happy. Because I know there's so many people and like little kids in Ottawa who, like, to make them happy, they need their video games, they need computers, iPhones, whatever it may be. But in Africa, they had like these little, it was a plastic wheel attached to a little pole, and they would just wheel them around everywhere. And that was what they were content with. It was just the little things that made them so happy. And that just blew my mind at how different it is compared to here. I would love to go back to Tanzania, but I feel like there's so many amazing places that I would love to travel to. I'm really wanting to go to South Africa. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back. But any young basketball players, just any child, just get involved with sports. Figure out what you're good at, what you suck at, what you like, what you don't like, and you can love the sport, and then it can change your entire life.
Just some wonderful words there from Michaela Branker. We're back into the game with Georgian retaining possession. That's Cassidy Warren-Timpano driving the ball, and there's a call there that will land this ball in Algonquin's hands. For the throw-in, we have Noor Abdullah. Here comes Rita Sebo. Back over to Michaela Branker, turning things around with the layup attempt, and not as smooth as she would have anticipated there.
Not as smooth indeed, and when we have this, of course, it's also one of those risk factors. Again, we have injuries made on both sides here, but of course, injuries more on the Georgian Grizzlies. Those types of layup fouls, those layup fails, tend to actually result in more knee injuries. Very classically famous if you look at any like NBA sports. Something to be considerate about.
Fascinating. Here's Sierra Peck with the shot. First one's good. Second shot coming up. And it's good. Sierra Peck is 2 for 2. Tamara Graham passing it over to Cassidy Warren-Timpano. Little bit of a mistake there, but regains control. That's Cassidy Warren-Timpano. That's Jessica Stockdale struggling with it now. Over to Rita Sebo, driving it back down to her end of the court. A dish to Michaela Branker. Once again, two stars working in tandem. Michaela going for the paint. Can't quite make it through the defense. Puts it up and makes it anyway. Over to Cassidy Warren-Timpano for the Georgian Grizzlies. It's back over, still in the Georgian Grizzlies' possession, and now over to Sierra Peck for Algonquin, and back over to Rita Sebo. The woman with a plan passing it over to Michaela Branker, to the open woman, and that shot goes over the net, and that one goes under, as the ball will enter Georgian's possession.
You know, it's quite frankly fascinating when we have these conversations right now. We have all of these individuals here. There's a lot of chaotic, I suppose, planning right now, and it seems to be in favor more for Thunder than it is the Grizzlies.
Absolutely. Sebo sinks another three, and now's as good a time as any to mention that at this point in the game, Sebo has scored more points than Georgian's entire team thus far. Just some incredible stats for a star player. Currently witnessing Noor Abdullah turning things around to Michaela Branker, who takes it back down to Algonquin's side of the court. Easy pass to Sebo. Sebo makes some calculations, then passes it wide, driving it in closer, and it's in. Algonquin scores another basket with a crazy score of 59-17 for Algonquin. The Georgian Grizzlies put up a three, but it's no good as Michaela Branker retains possession, taking it back down to Algonquin's end, right into the paint. An easy pass, intercepted by Georgian. Currently turning things around, and let's speak to Stephen on the sidelines.
It's fascinating that Goonies would mention chaotic and being in Algonquin's favor. Something that Andy McLean had told his team is that they need to be chaotic, keep them on their toes, and it's working. It's keeping Algonquin in the lead to stay chaotic, and it's noticeable. He also wants them to communicate more, which I believe they're doing.
We've certainly seen some great communication, Stephen. I've been witnessing a lot of hand signals out on the field here and a lot of very quick responses to those hand signals. Algonquin's been setting up just some fantastic plays so far.
Absolutely, and of course, as I called it earlier, and it was really good to be reaffirmed by that, is that chaos strategy happening right now as we speak. And of course, sometimes chaos actually backfires a lot of times, but currently it's not. So we'll have to see with this different game plan here. And of course, I'll tell you the success about it: 63 for Thunder and 17 for Grizzlies. I think Chaos is working just fine.
I certainly would. And here comes Michaela Branker. It's a good shot. Georgian feeling the heat now, as Jessica Stockdale passes over to Kelsey Dunkill, who passes over to Cassidy Warren-Timpano, but that is out.
Now, I'll say this when it comes to the Georgian Grizzlies, they're definitely not where they want to be right now, Ben. Especially at this point, I say this again, an uphill battle. And we'll be seeing right here as they're missing opportune chances. And currently, it's not working out.
Unfortunately, not for them. Meanwhile, Michaela Branker, a player who it is certainly working out for, passes it off to a teammate who passes it over to, I apologize, I missed that player. I believe it was Brianna Thompson. And Sierra Peck will now take 2 free throws.
And to line shoot 2, number 11, Sierra Peck.
It's good. On to the second. And nearly good once again.
And it's going to be something going to be rewarded for the... Oh, another reward for a foul shot.
Oh. Witnessing Brianna Thompson take this shot. Unfortunately, first shot for Brianna Thompson, no good. Brianna Thompson with the second shot. And this one's good.
Quite good indeed. Now, real quick, Ben, I want to make one thing clear toward my observation here. If you compare the 2 team benches, we have plenty of people on standby for Thunder, and we only got about 2 subs for Georgian Grizzlies. Maybe stamina might be playing a factor here for this upset.
It is very possible, Lion Gunas, as Georgian struggles in that moment, goes to the paint, but only ends up getting a call, not a basket.
Now, of course, we want to be talking about, with the Georgian Thunder, we have Cassidy Warren-Timpano, co-captain, one of them at the very least here, did not play for the first semester, as we mentioned before, but has returned and is playing quite well. Of course, we do have one of the other co-captains, Mackenzie Howlett, who is still not returning. Oh, and speaking of injuries, I think we might be seeing one on the court right now.
That was a hard fall right on her side. She does look to be in a lot of pain.
Now let's have this conversation right here. It looks like a trip almost, it seems, on her knee, full impact. That's something you want to make sure that you don't want to be tearing any ACLs for sure.
Absolutely. Here she is putting up 2 free throws, first one good. This is number 33, Jessica Stockdale.
I suppose taking a knee does have its advantages right here.
Perhaps every once in a while, Lion Gunas, as Michaela Branker dishes it over. It's up. And another 3 for Algonquin. That 3 was shot by Ariana Gagnon. We have Brianna Thompson fighting for it. Georgian maintains control. It's up, but it's not up far enough, which is an issue that Georgian has run into a few times trying to take those long shots.
Another thing that Georgian also seems to be struggling with is making the right commitments to it. They have all of that energy, that push, that fire, but when it comes to the execution, it seems to not make it.
And we've seen this more than once, Lion Guinness. Ariana Gagnon passing it off. That is Tamara Graham running for it, passing it to Kelsey Dunkeld. And that was some sort of a jam in the play. It looks like, I believe this is Cassidy Warren Timpano receiving 2 free throws.
And we're also seeing a few subs, including one of our all-stars here, Rita Sebo and Sierra Peck.
I was wrong. This is actually a throw-in, rather. And right off the bat, Katie Murray driving it in, trying to get something started as Cassidy Warren Timpano takes it to the net and once again falls short. And right into the hands of their worst enemy, Rita Sebo, takes it down to the other end. A bit of a wrestle.
Quite literally, as soon as Rita Sebo comes into the play, immediately that ball is in her hands, and she has all the control.
In her hands and halfway down to the other end of the court, I might add. Sylvie Strong with the defense against Tamara Graham. And that's out of bounds.
Does tend to that, maybe some of that over-regression on that one as Rita's trying to slap that ball out of the air does reward Georgian.
This time it looks like it did. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Sierra Peck with the reappearing act.
And we have the replay of Sierra Peck sneaking in that amazing shot.
A great shot indeed. Here comes Kelsey Dunkeld up to the net. Sebo tries to get the ball, manages to pass it up well down. And Sylvie Strong making a comeback, taking it back towards Algonquin's side of the court. Currently, Noor Abdullah has the ball over to Sebo. Sebo's finding what she's going to do here, brings it a bit closer, dishes it off, and Sebo takes a tumble.
And we're seeing a lot of calls are being made. Let's check out that replay, Ben, as we see over here as she falls, Rita on top. Seemed to be a slide.
Just a little bit of a trip. She looks to be okay.
And a timeout has been called, Ben.
It certainly has been. And now during a timeout such as this, you have to wonder, what will the players and coaches be talking about? Obviously, at this point, both teams are at very different points in the game.
Absolutely. And, we're going to be having a couple of things here. And, individuals here, they're both times they're exhausted out there. At this point, that's one thing you want to worry about for your players as a head coach, stamina, player exhaustion. You don't want to have people be, gassed so quick. And we still, mind the way, we still have a whole other period to go. So you want people to finish hard, is what I want to say.
Exactly. So with 3 seconds left on the clock for this timeout, Rita Sebo, a superstar for the team tonight and on many other nights of the game.
Absolutely, Rita Sebo, an incredible player there. No matter, it seems to be a triple threat, can block, can steal, and can shoot all in one. You want to keep your eye on Rita Sebo, as from one court to the other, you'll see that lightning fast legs going right by to stealing balls and making those 3 points.
Setting things up on the court here. It looks like we'll start off with a throw-in from Michaela Branker. Starts off immediately with a throw-in to Sylvie Strong. Sylvie taking it around the long way into the center. Rebound. It's up. It's not in. And Georgian manages to get out of that tight defense. We are witnessing Tiara Robinson, my apologies, taking her time, passing it over to Tamara Graham, and back over wide. That was a call by the refs.
Seemed to have bounced off Sylvie Strong there.
And it looks like Georgian will throw it in. Here to throw it in is Tamara Graham. Over to Cassidy Warren-Timpano. Nyla Sabarin on defense. It's up. And Georgian sinks a 3, bringing them to 21.
Now, I want to say this, that 3 was a big point basket when it comes to this, and it was well executed, beautifully done, and that might be setting them up to the 20s for the points.
It certainly looks that way as they now sit at 21. Sierra Peck passing to Michaela Branker. Up for Branker.
Seems
and
to
that
be
was a foul.
Yeah, definitely a foul there, called by the refs. Now, I want to say right here, what an all-star when it comes to Michaela Brankard making that 3 throw. It seems to be an amazing conversation, as we had seen through that little highlight that we had shown earlier. She's such a well-rounded, capable individual with great leadership skills. And of course, we have this, with now a current business student, and think about dreams of developing an organization to help kids through sports. Amazingly. An all-star on and off the court, I may add.
And let me just say, that aspiration is an inspiration to the rest of all of us. We witness another shot by Georgian, Sylvie Strong, rolling it back over to her end.
And we have seen right here a quick replay of that recent shoot, and we're moving on to the game.
This will be a throw-in by Tamara Graham over to Tiara Robinson. Back over. Cassidy Warren-Timpano with the ball, passing it back over to Robinson. And Murray lets it loose. It will be a throw-in by Tamara Graham. Tamara Graham over to the center, puts it up. No good. Sierra Peck ready to pass to Michaela Branker. Branker taking it back down towards the other end of the court. Back over to Peck, over to Sylvie Strong. Back to Peck. Peck getting attacked there, but manages to make it over to Branker, who puts up a 3. And sinks it once again, with Algonquin now sitting at 75 points. Look at this replay here.
Beautiful. As it goes in there, a beautiful in the net, silky, smooth hit. We're going to be seeing how that's going to be changing for the game.
Algonquin once again just dominating the 3-point game tonight.
And I got to say right now, Ben, they're up 75 versus the 24. It's looking like Thunder's day.
Nyla Sabarin to pass it in. Over to Michaela Branker. And Sylvie Strong taking it back over half. Over to Nyla Sabarin. Goes for the pass to Brianna Thompson. Back over to Nyla Sabarin, who drives it towards the paint. Goes for the shot. And unfortunately, no good for this rookie. Back over to Georgian. Cassidy Warren-Timpano with the ball.
And we seem to see a lot of aggressive play right there, as literally the ball hogging around here. And we're going to be seeing this little bit of a replay. And they were two determined players, resulting in one landing.
Cassidy Warren-Timpano trying desperately to hang on to the ball there and to this game on behalf of her team. Cassidy Warren-Timpano taking things over, once again matched up against Nyla Sabarin, as Tiara Robinson drives things around right into Michaela Branker's field of view. And back over The ball rolls out of bounds, and that shot will be taken by Georgian.
I can only imagine right now with like about 12 seconds on the clock, we'll have to see what we can be having for Georgian Grizzlies.
That was passed back to Noor Abdullah, who will be throwing this ball back in, I believe. Yes, she will be. Over to Michaela Branker. Sylvie Strong puts it up, sinks the three. Algonquin's three-game is absolutely killer tonight.
And I couldn't see a more beautiful way of ending that quarter here. Beautiful shot, beautiful play, and we're going to be seeing amazing matchups here today.
Absolutely. Getting ready to move into the fourth period.
Now currently we have 24 Georgian Grizzlies against the 78 Algonquin Thunder. It does seem like it might take a bit of a miracle to get this to, be on the Georgian Grizzlies side right now. And right now, this could be anybody's opportunity to rise above. And we have amazing rookies and amazing veterans. And then of course we have a highlight pack ready. We might have an interesting conversation for you and our amazing plays here. So
yeah,
let's take a look at the highlights. Now, let me just say this. We're going to see about dominating onto this court right here. It's amazing what we have right here. With both sides, of course, showing tenacity, that fierceness onto the court. Ben, what do you think?
Absolutely, I'd say tenacity and fierceness are two excellent words you could use to describe Algonquin's performance tonight. Basket after basket. There was a basket for Georgian, and they will need a lot more of those if they want to catch up. But Algonquin, Rita Sebo once again sinking threes left and right, as well as some incredible playmaking on her part.
And of course, not to be outshined by our very own Michaela Branker here, doing amazing work out there. And we're going to be seeing a fantastic game for the rest of this. And it seems like we're going to get things underway here, Ben. A lot of conversations happening for this final quarter here. My guess right now, it's looking like all Algonquin Thunder. What do you think?
I would have to agree, Lion Eunice. Thunder is absolutely striking tonight, and the Georgian Grizzlies certainly don't seem to have much of a chance, as Thunder is going on a bear hunt, going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. They're not scared, to quote one of my favorite childhood picture books. Right away, we're going into Cassidy. Warren Timpano, who regains possession of the ball, puts it up once again under the net, falling short again for Georgian. It looks like this is going to be a throw-in by Jessica Stockdale. And if I'm not mistaken, that was out of bounds once again.
We're going to be moving forward with the rest of this game right here. Michaela
Branker making an appearance once again and witnessing Noor Abdullah dishing it to Alex Caesar. Alex Caesar to Michaela Branker. Branker starts to drive towards the center. Over to Ariana Gagnon, and close, but no cigar. As Georgian picks it up once again. That's Cassidy Warren Timpano taking it over towards the center and dishing it to who I believe is Katie Murray. Yes, Katie Murray's shot falls short once again.
Now, I believe we have Steven on the sidelines with a report.
Well, the Georgian Grizzlies, they're looking a little down in the dumps right now, but the coach is trying to keep up the mood. He's telling them there's no need for Algonquin to have the ball this much. They need to be disciplined, and also, he doesn't care about the score. He cares about the effort, but he's trying to keep hopes high.
Thank you very much, Stephen, and I have to commend such initiative such as like that. It's going to be an amazing sportsmanship, I would say.
100%. Michaela Branker looking to challenge that very sportsmanship as she drives it towards the paint. That will be a call by the refs.
And it seems that we have a strong offense, strong defense. Overall, Algonquin Thunder's women's basketball team is simply strong.
Passed over to Alex Caesar. From Alex Caesar to Ariana Gagnon, back to Michaela Branker. Brianna Thompson puts it up. Nearly good, back into Georgian's hands. Now Georgian's Tiara Robinson turning this around. Dishes it. Cassidy Warren-Timpano. Put up by Kelsey Dunkeld. No good, unfortunately. Michaela Branker regains control. Back to the center. A little bit of a pass back and forth. Currently, Michaela Branker with the ball puts it up. That three was not good, but it was a good attempt.
Of course, that call is being made right now. Seems to be going to the Georgian Grizzlies. And a bit of a disagreement with the head coach, Jamie McLean, against what the ref said, but it seems like it's still going through.
Indeed. Currently, Georgian trying to shake things up, trying to lose Algonquin's defense just a little bit. Turned back around, the shot was put up by Kelsey Dunkeld, but no good. And once again, another call. Over the net. Once again, a miscalculated shot by Georgian, driven back towards the center by Jessica Stockdale. And once again, play is paused as Jessica Stockdale heads to the free throw line. Jessica Stockdale takes it once again. Beautiful, picked up by Brianna Thompson and passed to Sylvie Strong. Currently with the ball, Noor Abdullah takes the shot, and it's good from inside the paint. A close run between Algonquin and Georgian as Kelsey Dunkeld takes it around. Jessica Stockdale loses it. Regained control of by Ariana Gagnon. Passed off to Brianna Thompson, to Sylvie Strong, to Alex Caesar. And back to Sylvie Strong, who puts it up. Almost good, no good off the rim. Another attempt. And that one's no good, falling actually behind the net.
Now, of course, what I just seen right there, we're seeing Georgian Grizzlies perhaps from a different strategy that we're being seen here. They're doing more of that rush, they're doing more of that push, but it seems the Thunder can push back a lot more.
Thunder pushing back indeed, sitting at 80 points against Georgian's 26. Not stopping Georgian from pushing through with that energy. Currently witnessing Cassidy Warren-Timpano passing it over to Alexis Knight. Kelsey Dunkeld goes for the layup, no good as the ball falls back towards Ariana Gagnon. Over to Sylvie Strong. Ariana Gagnon again. Sierra Peck. And I believe that was shot by Noor Abdullah. Looking at that replay there, a very smooth shot through tight defense.
And we even had a bit of a reaction shot there on the bench there, Ben. That was quite exhilarating.
once again, lining things up for a free throw. Taking the free throw will be Kelsey Dunkeld for Georgian. She's looking a little bit tired out. And no doubt about it, she's certainly been working hard, and we've been seeing a lot of her on the court tonight.
And it comes back to what I was just talking about. You don't want your players gassed. And I can only imagine, again, it might have something to do with the numbers game here. It just, at the end of the day, Thunder's just got more players. So that might be playing a key factor.
I wouldn't doubt it. Sylvie Strong taking it back down. Finds an opening. Sierra Peck dishes to Sylvie Strong to Nyla Sabarin. Nyla driving it towards the center. Back to Sylvie Strong. And just soft off the rim. Nyla has it. Manages to get it out of there. But Georgia manages to steal it back. It's a breakaway.
Oh my goodness.
And Sylvie Strong there to try to stop that shot.
Man,
Sierra Peck.
Now, I'll say this.
To Sylvie Strong.
I'll say this, Ben. It's definitely not for a lack of trying right now. You just seen that amazing push. But nothing seems to be going their way. You know, you hate to see it sometimes right there. It's certainly not lack of trying. They have grit and they have heart.
They certainly do. They're just missing the points. With Algonquin's 82 to Georgian's backwards score 28.
Now, of course, we got Michaela, our star player here, hopefully getting some well-needed R&R and maybe a strategy change from our head coach, Jamie McLean. And we're seeing the tired, right now, Grizzlies sitting by the bench, taking their time to get some helpful words from their head coach. And you can see it from their visages on their face right now, Ben. They are exhausted. But I'll say this.
Giving it their all, absolutely.
Absolutely, indeed. Hand in hand when we have this, as the Algonquin Thunder team is truly a team together here, supporting each other. And we're going to be seeing for this final 5 minutes. Now, I'll just say this. Now, of course, if after this, for the conversation right now, we have Twitter, and we have at an ACTV broadcast. If you support our program and you enjoy what we do, please toss it over to our Twitter. We'd love to feature you on our show. Ben, we're starting now.
Absolutely. Back in the game, Brianna Thompson dishing it to Nyla Sabarin. Nyla Sabarin passes it back. A great assist for Nyla and a great basket for Brianna Thompson. Carried back over, Nyla Sabarin running to stop it, too late. Back over is Jessica Stockdale. Now that shot did not go for Georgian. It's going to be a throw-in conducted by none other than Jessica Stockdale. The ball is up and the ball is in. A good shot by Georgian, but they'll need a little more than that.
Now, of course, I just want to re-remind our audiences here. If you love our program, you want to support us, you have something to say, we have a Twitter at ACTV Broadcast, and of course, we have our Instagram. Follow us as well at ACTV Broadcast. We'd love to have you on the show, and we're back to the court.
Congregating at the left net at the moment. It looks like it'll be a throw-in conducted by Sylvie Strong. Good throw-in, picked up by Alex Caesar. And another call.
That looked a bit rough on the fall down there.
It did.
Now, of course, we'd love to hear more of a conversation. Here's our sideline reporter, Stephen Armstrong.
So Jamie McLean was telling his team, you got to be disciplined, you have to push hard and be defensive. If they let their guard down here, other teams are going to push them around. Just because they're in the lead doesn't mean that they get to say that it's easy. He also told them to cheer each other on and ring around the Rosie.
Well, I love that confusion there for the ring around the rosy, but there's some awesome truth to that. It's about camaraderie, supporting each other at the end of the day. That's what I'm gonna interpret that last statement. But I 110% agree.
Me as well. A little bit of a toss over. Georgian again shoots it a bit short. Algonquin, Sylvie Strong carrying it over. Nyla is open, passes it directly back to Sylvie Strong. The two of them are shaking things up as it goes back to Alex Caesar, puts it up. Brianna Thompson right under the net, passes it wide, rejected by Georgian. Currently with the ball, Cassidy Warren-Timpano. We've seen her a lot tonight, and I'm sure she'll be one of the ones fighting till the very end.
Absolutely, showing that leadership as being a co-captain right now. We're going to be seeing how that adjusts for this gameplay here on our last 3 minutes.
Sylvie Strong, once again, trying to make a play. It's back over. 2 passes to Megan McNamara. And into the leg of Georgian player Katie Murray.
Timeout, Thunder.
And if I'm not mistaken, man, that looks like another timeout at the very end here. What could possibly be going on? Perhaps strategy changes.
Very possible, and you have to wonder if they're still sticking with the Ian Malcolm style chaos theory approach, or perhaps if they're going to play it a little bit safer now and just work to squeak out those last few final points for a nice even score at the end.
And of course, when we have the conversation right now, we see people having this amazing opportunity here. I think that there could be a method to the chaos, but I think for the Thunder, safety and defense seems to be what we have.
So you have a paper market, take the break between games, the goal paper market you have, sit tight, enjoy the action.
3 seconds left on the clock before the game resumes. There it is. Well, as the players retake the field here in the 4th period, the score is 86 Algonquin to 30 Georgian. With the throw-in, Alex Caesar over to Sylvie Strong. Sylvie Strong taking it around. It's put up by Megan McNamara, and it's good. Algonquin currently sitting at 88. Great Scott. Some deking executed by Georgian, brought towards the center, and it's no good. Nyla passes to Sylvie Strong. Sylvie Strong, once again, starting a play. It's up. And another 3 for Algonquin. Algonquin's bench simply erupts in happiness. Once again, a look at that replay. A wide 3 shot off the backboard, and it's good. Now, back in the game. Sorry about that confusion there. It looks like there was a call made. I missed what the call was, but in any case, Jessica Stockdale will be taking a couple of free throws. There's the first one. Both teams set up as Jessica prepares the second one. She has battled through this game so far.
And I will just say this, coming back from that first initial impact with the knee, Stockdale has done an amazing job, I would have to say, Ben.
And I would be inclined to agree. Some
there we
physical
have
contact undergone by the players here tonight. It's up. And that first one was not good. Entering the second for Alex Caesar. Second is good for Alex Caesar.
Game for the Grizzlies. Sierra Robinson. For number 33, Jessica Stockton.
And it's a pass to Katie Murray. Tiara Robinson passing it back to Katie Murray. Katie Murray trying to get something started. It's a run into the paint. And that did not work the way it was supposed to for Georgian.
Not at all, and that seems to be the run-on sentence that is this game. We have Georgian trying to make those plays, constantly trying to change things up, and they're always been countered or can't execute it.
Cassidy Warren Timpano putting it up and failing. The team sets up for Cassie Timpano's second attempt at the free throw line. It's up. And no good. Brianna Thompson passes to Sylvie Strong. Once again, Sylvie Strong, a classic playmaker, takes it to the center and finds her opening. That opening is Nyla Sabarin, who drives it into the paint. It's soft off the glass. And it's a three-person squall for the ball on the ground there as a foul is called.
And let's take a look at through this replay here. It almost reminiscent of football as we're trying to see this ball being taken out. And of course that call was made.
The rules of football do not quite apply on the basketball court, as was found out as another goal is scored for Algonquin. Once again, the team on the bench just loving it. Michaela Branker leaning in expectantly.
And we're going to
1 minute left in the quarter. Tiara Robinson trying to make the play to Alexis Knight. They're passing it around. Now they're actually regaining a little bit of control here, but Algonquin steals it. As I say that, Alex Caesar taking her time bringing it back down to Algonquin's net. It's a pass around the outside to Sylvie Strong. Sylvie Strong misses. Quick recovery, as it is for Georgian as well. Taking it back down towards the other end. That's Tiara Robinson had it there. Sylvie Strong at it again. Back to Nyla Sabarin. And over to Alex Caesar. Back to Nyla. And the three is no good. Now I did watch Nyla practice that shot a few times during the warm-up.
and
it's unfortunate she was unable to execute it that time. There's always the next game. As the scoreboard hits 0, Algonquin leads 94-32 at the end of the final period. And Lion Gunas, what would you say about that game?
I have to say this right now. This was an amazing, impactful game. It had grit, it had story, and of course it had a lot of different emotions here as we had an uphill battle underdog face off truly a titan in the East. I have to have this conversation right now. It did seem like kind of at the end it was rather Algonquin Thunder was just trying to race to 100, but we're going to have take a look at what we were looking about exactly that game, Ben.
Now we saw Michaela Branker a few times there when we saw Rita Sebo a lot in this game.
Now Rita Sebo, of course, being I suppose the Swiss Army knife when it comes to this play, can block, can shoot, and can do just about anything to get this game rolling.
An extremely valuable player for the Algonquin Thunder.
Now, of course, we'll have this conversation right now. We have this amazing opportunity, to see these amazing players. Now, I just want to go to, Sebo, as we had this conversation, Ben, amazing individual at this point at Rito, number 10, Sebo, just been such a dominant force on the court. Of course, coined, as I just said, as the Swiss Army knife for the Thunder, and it'd be amazing to see that domination. Now, just to talk about exactly with the listen, let's pass it to Steven.
Yep. Hi. So you did amazing in that game. Did you know that you are leading in points, as in you have more points than Georgian's entire team combined?
Oh, wow. Honestly, points isn't a thing for me. Like, if it goes in, it goes in. And if I got the hot hand, then why not keep taking the ball? So,
Do you feel this is a good comeback from last week?
yeah, definitely. Wouldn't do so great last week, so we wanted to bounce back today, and I think we did what we wanted to do.
How are you feeling right now? Are you proud of yourself and your team?
Definitely, but we have a challenging game coming up, so we got to stay focused on what's ahead.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great talking to Sibo there. And just great to get the perspective, the rather humble perspective, in fact, from such a great player.
Absolutely, with the 94 points for Thunder and 32 for Georgian Grizzlies, this has been truly a game.
Well, this has been one heck of a game, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This has been a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting.
The following is a presentation of Algonquin College Broadcasting. It's OCAA men's basketball. From Nepean, Ontario, at the Romport Athletic Facility, the Georgian Grizzlies take on the Algonquin College Thunder.